Welcome, class, to week 6. I want to go ahead and apologize. The video that I'm recording this on is on my camera, on my laptop, so the camera is not very good. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into this. Every company developing a product should have tests in place. You already know this by this point. Testing is an essential part of product development, especially to guarantee quality. As mentioned in the past, many smaller and mid-sized companies don't give testing much attention, even though it's essential for developing a strong product. Just like it's important to have tests in place, it also matters how we run these tests. Some companies prefer to do manual testing, although this is not the best approach. The next logical step, obviously, is automating your testing process when you have tests in place. Manual testing should be minimized at all costs, and test automation increases overall software development efficiencies and allows for more robust tools to be built. There are plenty of benefits for testing automation, and I hope you start to see that this week by not only learning about automated tests, but also by getting some experience doing it. There are plenty of test automation tools available, and I encourage you to check them out and start to build automated tests. Gaining that experience and working your way to becoming a master with some of these tools will serve you well in your careers. However, this week we will focus on one specific testing tool, and that is Selenium. I wanted to introduce Emma. She's my youngest child, and she's not feeling well today, so she wants to sit with me and only me, so she's going to be joining us. So let's take a look at the reading this week. So we are actually going to focus on Selenium documentation and then installing Selenium onto your computer. So there is some links in here that we want you to look at. Looks like a lot to read, but it's going to be worth your time. Part of it is instructions on how to install Selenium and just more information about Selenium, how to go about writing tests and things like that. And then that'll be it for the reading and the quiz. So you'll take the quiz as well. One thing I want to mention is that Selenium is used across many different companies. And so it's going to be worth your time to really get to know how to use Selenium and know how to write your tests. And essentially, I would encourage you to start to become an expert at this, because chances are at some point in your career you're going to be using this. So I want to go ahead and jump into some of the documentation for a moment, just to kind of give you some information. Where I'm at, okay, I'll jump to that in a second. Okay, so the first part that I want to look at is the Selenium library. So depending on what your machine is, you'll want to download Visual Studio's community. If you are using VS Code, I don't think that works with Selenium. I could be wrong. You can try it out, but if not, you're going to have to download the community. If you have Enterprise or something, that should work too. The community one is free, however. Also, depending on the programming language you will be using, there's different instructions in here on how to download it. So this page is assuming you have your IDE already installed on your machine and you have your programming language on your machine as well. For this specific class, we are going to be using Python, and that is really simple for us then to download Selenium. So it's just pip install Selenium. Pretty simple there. So obviously you'll be doing this from the command prompt. So moving on. So the next part of this is your Chrome browser or your browser driver. Chrome just happens to be one of them. So I did on my machine, I just got a brand new computer in December. So it's an XPS Windows 11 64-bit computer. So I had to know all that information for the instructions here. So when you go to the browser drivers here, there's different options here for you. Obviously, it's all the major popular browsers. I installed Chrome, so that's the one I'm going to go into. For this one specifically, you had to know what Chrome browser you had and then download that specific one. I just went ahead and updated my Chrome browser, made sure everything was updated, and selected this last one. So depending on your machine, obviously, whether it's Linux or Macs or Windows, you'll download one of these. If you have a 64-bit Windows computer, just go ahead and do the 32 here. That's the only option that they have. It still works. I tested it out. I wrote some tests, and everything worked fine. So you should be good with that one. That's all I'm going to really say about the Selenium installation. When I was installing this, I was attempting to record it. I ran into a little issue at the very end, and I'm not sure if it saved or not. But if I did, I'll go ahead and share that with you guys as well. So, yeah, just read through this and then take the quiz and then install Selenium, and that will prepare you for the next assignment. So this week we are actually going to focus on actually writing some tests in Selenium. So let me give you a little bit of overview of what Selenium is first. It's a way for you to do end-to-end testing. What that is essentially saying is it's a way for you to test the user interface for a user, so the user interactions. So if I'm on this page right now, like for an example, in Selenium, I can tell it to go to this specific page. I can verify that, like this title up here is showing. I can verify the calculator showing. If there's links, I can click on those links and make sure that they're going to the right pages and things like that. Obviously, this is a really simple example, but if you think about a more sophisticated web application, it'll be a little bit more fun to write tests on than this simple page that has some text and links. We are actually going to be using an online calculator, which is right here. So what we are going to do is you're going to take a look at this, play around with it, and then you're going to write some test cases for this. You need to come up with at least 12, and then you'll write tests in Selenium based off those 12 test cases that you came up with. That's essentially what this is saying here. It's giving you some instructions here on how to do the creation of this. I would go ahead and read through this. And then once you have your test cases done and you have your tests written or your test scripts created, you're going to go ahead and then just take a screenshot of one of your test cases. And a screenshot needs to be in the JPEG or PNG. Not JPEG, JPG, sorry. And then that'll be it for this specific assignment. So if you run into any problems at all during installation, I encourage you to ask questions. Okay, baby girl. I encourage you to ask questions in the announcements so that way everyone can see the question and the responses. That's a good location for everyone to get help on if they have questions. So that way everyone can see it. That'll also save me some time so I don't have to keep repeating myself. Script. Oh, also, with that being said, if you attend office hours, we can try to go over some of the issues if you're running into any. All right, so the last part of this week's assignments is the demonstration. So after you created your test, everything's working in Selenium, you can see Chrome actually pop up and see your test being ran, you will be then doing a video demonstration of your automation. So you and your groups are going to be creating a video. So the first part of that we really want you to do is to create a script. So create a plan on what you're going to say, what will be on the screen, things like that, as mentioned right here. So this just kind of gives you a layout on how to set up your video, be a little bit prepared to try to make it a little bit more professional, and then you actually then start your recording and demonstrate your. Sorry. Good, you brought up the developer tools. Okay. What was I saying? Yes, then you'll demonstrate your. Then you'll demonstrate your recording. I'm sorry. Then you'll demonstrate your automated test by doing the demonstration. And that'll be it. So you'll just post that link into the submission. So it can be a link from YouTube or wherever you decide to upload it. But just share the link and then that should be it. So that is it for this week. So I hope this really gives you an insight into testing automation. As mentioned at the beginning, automation is really the way you should go. If we can automate something, it just makes your life so much better and easier. Imagine having to do manual tests after every single change or whatever. There's just too much to go over manually. With automated tests, you can build them, and unless you need to make changes to a specific section that you're testing, you really don't need to take a look at them again. And then you can just run those tests automatically whenever you do deployments and things like that. So it's really powerful. It's really the way to go. Selenium is just one way of doing it. Say hi. You don't want to say hi? That's rude. You want to say bye? Can you say I love you? Can you give me a high five? Can you show me your nose? Where's your eyes?
Eyes.
Where's your mouth?
No.
Where's your hair? Where's your ears? Where's your feet? Oh, good job.
The foot.
Your foot?
The dog.
What?
The dog.
Oh, right there. What is that? Mouth? Mm-hmm. What's that? Nose, yeah.
Eyes.
Eyes, yeah.
Eye.
Yep, eyes. Ear.
One.
Oh, is there another one? Yeah, there's two, huh? Can you count to 10? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, not gonna do it today. All right. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's all what? What are folks? He's crazy.